Greetings, history enthusiasts. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most iconic moments of the 20th century, the fall of the Berlin Wall. Join us as we unravel the captivating story behind the crumbling of this concrete barrier that divided a city, families, and ideologies. Let's rewind to the moment when the walls came down. Once upon a time, in the aftermath of World War II, the world found itself in the grip of ideological tension. The once allied powers, the United States and the Soviet Union, had become bitter adversaries, each championing conflicting political and economic systems. In the heart of Europe, the city of Berlin became a microcosm of this global struggle. After the war, Germany was divided into occupation zones controlled by the Allies, the United States, the United Kingdom, France, and the Soviet Union. Amidst this backdrop, East Germany, under the influence of the Soviet Union, faced challenges as its citizens were increasingly drawn to the allure of the democratic West. Fearing a mass exodus of its people, the East German government, with the approval of its Soviet counterparts, decided to take drastic measures. On the night of August 12 to 13, 1961, as the city slept, East German authorities began the construction of what would become one of the most infamous barriers in history, the Berlin Wall. Initially, it started as a makeshift structure of barbed wire and barricades, hastily erected to stem the flow of East Germans seeking refuge in the West. The decision to build the Berlin Wall was fueled by political desperation and the desire to maintain control over the East German population. It became a physical manifestation of the ideological divide between communism and democracy, separating families, friends, and a city that had once been united. As the concrete structure grew higher and more fortified, the Berlin Wall became a symbol of oppression and a stark reminder of the consequences of ideological conflict. The world watched in disbelief as a city, once synonymous with culture and unity, became divided by a Cold War battleground. The 1980s brought winds of change to the world, and the Soviet Union, the stronghold of communist power, started to experience cracks in its foundation. The newly appointed Soviet leader, Mikhail Gorbachev, introduced policies of openness, glasnost, and restructuring perestroika, signaling a departure from the rigid control that had defined the Eastern Bloc. As Gorbachev's reforms spread through Eastern Europe, the desire for change reached the streets of East Berlin. The people, tired of living under the shadow of the wall, began to demand their right to freedom and self-determination. Peaceful protests and calls for reform echoed through the city, and the world watched with bated breath as the once impenetrable wall started to show signs of vulnerability. The pivotal moment arrived on the evening of November 9, 1989. A government spokesman, in an attempt to ease travel restrictions, mistakenly announced that East Germans were free to cross into West Germany. The news spread like wildfire, and soon, a wave of euphoria swept through the city. Throngs of East Berliners flocked to the checkpoints that had for so long been symbols of division. The atmosphere was charged with emotion as families, separated for decades, embraced each other on either side of the wall. Joyful cheers, tears of reunion, and the sound of hammers chipping away at the concrete resounded through the night. The fall of the Berlin Wall marked not only the physical reunification of a city, but also the symbolic end of the Cold War. The once divided people of Berlin stood united, dismantling the barriers that had kept them apart for too long. The world watched in awe as this historic event unfolded, symbolizing the triumph of freedom over oppression, unity over division, and hope over despair. In the years that followed, Berlin transformed into a beacon of resilience and reconciliation. The fall of the wall became a testament to the power of the human spirit and the possibility of overcoming seemingly insurmountable obstacles. The echoes of that historic night continue to resonate, reminding us that even the strongest walls can crumble in the face of the collective yearning for freedom and unity. If you found this exploration as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more captivating stories from the pages of history. Until next time.